everyone. On a request of a YouTube community member, I'm going to do readings for if you're possibly out of contact or things are just like not where they should be or where you would be comfortable with them being. Um, we're going to look at what's been going on with them, why they might be out of contact, what they would want you to know if they were speaking to you, and then also advice from your guides on how you may want to handle that or what they want to contribute to the situation between you and this other person. I'm going to go through the signs. You can watch for whatever you want. You can watch for the sign correlation with the house, Aries first house, Taurus second house, Gemini third house, on and on and on. Or you can watch for your person sign. It doesn't matter, moon, Venus, rising, um, whatever you know, if you only know. All right, so Aries is first. The Chariot is coming out for that. So situation they're in is they might not feel okay. They're not feeling great about things right now. They might feel like they have a little less control over their life than they like, or things are in big transition. I also have the sun in reverse here, so they might be feeling a little low. Just, who knows where the serotonin, dopamine levels are. But I already feel like this isn't about you. Let's take a different deck to what how do they feel about you right now? 10 of Cups. Let's get another card for we know the why. This might be out of communication or just feeling off. We know what they think of you. Okay. Um, I don't know that they think that you feel the same way back. I have the 6 of Cups here, and it came out in reverse. Now, this is a really, really interesting 6 of Cups because we have these childhood sweethearts or these sisters. This is definitely inner child work more than this is about, this isn't about the 6 of Cups where it's a soulmate. This is 6 of Cups in reverse when it's doing inner child work. So whether your person's an Aries or you're the Aries energy or your first house energy, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, this is about you being very proactive and you looking at stuff and doing things and changing your life and them not feeling ready to open the door, look under the rock. I don't know that they're not ready for you because they feel about 10 of Cups is how they feel about you, but they're not ready to like do the work in their own. They're in maybe a possible depression doesn't look like no one gets out of bed. Depression can look a lot of different ways. They're not super happy with their external circumstances and feeling like they're in a transition right now. But you know, some things are blocked for a reason to kind of keep us safe. They're just not ready. I don't think that you care. Your advice is the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles for me is an upgrade card. It's a promotion card. You have to you cannot stall yourself. I think when you stall yourself or you like wait on this person in any way, shape, or form, like don't move forward. Like you could even not be like moving or doing things like that because you don't want to do anything that would make this person not a possibility anymore. For you don't want to take yourself out of possibility for them. And the advice is to do all of your upgrades, to get all, like, if you're going to get a promotion and it moves you a little bit, if it, if you're worried about it making them feel worse about where they are, you can't live that way. And if you do that, they feel that on an energetic level and it makes them feel guilty, which does not help the situation. Um, so right now, Aries, especially with the North Node, there's going to be, even though it's a solar eclipse, there's going to be a new moon in your sign. Um, the full moon opposing whatever house you have Aries in on the 25th. Um, you might get upgrades, you might get promotions, you might get things that make you feel, you wish you could share it with them. They don't want to feel like they are in the way of you doing the best you can possibly do for yourself, because 10 of cups, there's no way they don't love you and have love for you. They don't want to be part of the problem. They feel like they make enough problems in their own life, they don't want to be a problem for yours. Keep doing this. Where do we see this going? How could this show us, give us a card for what this looks like in a year? Give us a card for what this looks like in a year, please, for Aries. My leg is shaking too. I just did another reading on the clock app. It'll be about a person with very nervous energy. So I don't know if that's what I'm channeling. I usually don't do that with the leg shaking thing. Okay. Either you or them are going to come out with the complete truth about how you each feel. With within the year. Within a year, you're both being honest with each other. Um, and that doesn't mean it takes a year for this to get together, but what it means is in a year, you're at a place where you both understand how to just be around each other in a very truthful way. And it almost feels like they don't want you to go, oh, honey, you're the best or whatever. Like they don't want it because they interpret that like pity or sympathy. They just want everything, they want to be accepted when, see, this is already longer than I wanted these little readings to be, but I'm getting something very strong here. And this might, like, they don't want to hold you back because that makes them feel guilty and makes them feel worse. But also, once this is together, if they're having a bad week, they're having a bad week, and they don't want you to cheerlead them because they need to know that they're loved and accepted when they're having a bad week, because I have a feeling like this is just part of who they are. But 10 of cups, make no mistake, they love you. They just don't want to be they don't want to, like, they want to see you rise and do well. This is not a selfish person either. Very interesting, Aries. All right, let's look at Taurus. I'm going to grab a different deck. We're going to grab this guy for Taurus. All right. What is the reason that things may be off or out of contact for people cross watching for Taurus or people who do have Taurus or second? Okay. Okay. Wow. 2 4s. So we have spiritual rest and we have them holding on to something as they try to move forward. So this person is probably on the precipice of a transition, but they're trying to, like, do the math of what they leave behind. Um and what they can leave behind and what they can take with them. And that is, they're just not moving because there's something that they kind of like know that they can't move forward in their life and take with it, but they don't know how to do without it. What's interesting is we have this little Piscean fish on the bottom of the Four of Swords, which is just what this, usually the one sword is on the bottom, but we have a little Pisces fish. So I'm wondering if this one's actually going to break contact. Venus and Pisces. Let's see. Okay. How they feel about you. This is kind of similar to Aries. We have the Emperor in reverse. They may feel with you like you give them an ego. This is a very special connection. When you're with this person, you hold the mirror up for them, which we all have people like that. We all need people like that. They really want to feel like the emperor, and for some reason, they're not. And I know, Taurus, you're giving them a hug and a cupcake. So this is not you telling them you're nothing. This is them with their own identification crisis. Because I mean, these two cards and this card, right? So the reason that they're out of sorts with you is until they're ready to look in the mirror and not want to go la 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 la, I can't see my own problems, until they're ready to grab the bottle of Windex and clean off their own mirror. The way, you are, it's such a deep connection between you and this person that even though they tried to avoid like the reflection in their own mirror, they cannot avoid the reflection in the mirror of you. Seventh house is a mirror to the first, and vice versa. All right, how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Well, that's how they feel about, what would they tell you if they could? Yeah, here you are, Queen of Wands. What they would tell you, they think you're powerful. They think you're the shit. They think you're gorgeous. They think you're sexy. They think you have your shit together. They want to be the King of Wands, which is like the mini emperor, right? And when they're with you, they see everything that you're doing, even if it's difficult. Advice. A Page of Swords. Be careful what you're seeing online. Be careful what you're seeing online. The information you're getting as far as like what you think they're doing, if they're seeing somebody else, if they're more interested in somebody else, that is smoke and mirrors. Huh, here comes the mirrors again. Because they're having a little hard time looking in the mirror. Listen, if things ain't right, and if I'm doing this reading for you because there's a little something out of contact, there's, you're either out of contact or something's off. Um, this is what we're here to see. And what we're not finding other people here. We're finding them trying to find themselves, which hopefully frees you up from taking any blame. Okay. There's going to be a complete transformation. I got this card. I can't remember whose reading is it. I want to say it was Pisces reading. I got this card for a Pisces reading. If you did not go watch the water signs that I just put up, whew, okay. So we have a peacock phoenix, like going to perch on the arm, kind of like a what does that? The hawk? Is it a hawk that does that? And then we have another hand, kind of like from universe reaching out. We have this. So this death card is really one of the most beautiful death cards. Where we see this, there's complete transformation to this whole thing, to this person, to this communication, to this relationship. Um, Within a year, because I'm not trying to look at next month and put you in waiting. Can it happen next month? Sure. But we're looking at a year purposely because I don't want you guys in waiting mode. Just to know, there's got to be transformation, and there's going to be. There's going to be. That's how they see you. And it's not a you thing. There's nothing wrong with you, Taurus. Okay. Let's grab cards for Gemini. All right, Gemini. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's a fun community. If you're watching this when it first premiered, I'm in the chat. If you're not, I am live on the weekend. And I'm not telling you that for me. I'm telling you that because the community is lit and funny. Okay. Okay. So the lovers came out in reverse. Um, for Gemini, and that's Gemini's card. So we're looking at the why is the separation, why is the out of communication, right? Um King of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this person is pretending not to be a softie. This person is also, you may not know if this is your like deep divine connection, uh divine partner, or a karmic. Their behavior may have been confusing to you, because one minute they're hot and one minute they are cold. They are, you're not imagining that. This is a hot and cold person. And like they rejected the connection. Seems very confusing, Gemini. Like one minute you're like, this is what love should feel like, and the next minute they're like a completely different person, like you imagined, like the deeper moments. Um, they're they might be struggling a little bit, and not wanting to look at. They're very hot and cold. Not saying they have like instabilities in their personality, but I'm saying like when things get rough, they, instead of doing like a deep dive in any way, they just kind of temper their personality to suit the moment so that it's almost like numbing to them. Oh, God, now I want to do a whole Gemini reading. Okay. Crazy. Well, if you're dealing with a Taurus, Queen of Wands, how they feel about you. They feel about you like you're the Queen of Wands. What would they say to you? What would they want their guides? What are their guides telling my guides if they were in communication? What would they say? What would they most want to say to you right now? Like not through all the bullshit, not through the pretending, like but really want to say to you right now. They're trying to let go of what they know they cannot move forward with. You're kind of stuck. They are kind of stuck. This is Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is letting go of unhealthy attachments and physical things. Sometimes this is money. Sometimes this is like them holding on to the way they thought their life would look when they were 20, or when they were 15, how they thought their 20s would look, when they were 20, how they thought their 30s would look, and so on and so on. You get the picture. You're Gemini, you're smart. They're having a hard time with how their own life looks. They feel about you like the Queen of Wands. This person's very tied to like their identity, but not just like what other people think of them, like what they expected out of their own life. There's something here about success. It's like it's really not about you. Okay. What is the advice? The advice is, Gemini, that the, if you're going to go crazy trying to get the truth out of them, I don't think this person is in a place where they're going to be fully honest with you, but the truth is going to fall in your lap. So just be patient. Just be patient. Let's see where we're in a year for the person where, for this reading, for this connection, where are we looking like we're at in a year? Communication totally back on track in a year. Now, whether that's communication of you saying, listen, I found somebody that's gonna treat me without me, making me feel crazy that what we didn't have is what we didn't have. or them saying, I'm sorry, but there's lots of communication in a year. And it doesn't have to be that it takes a year for this, but by a year, all the silence is broken, to say the least. But we're going to be patient and wait for the truth to come in. If you have any questions at all, pop them in the comments. Okay, let's look at Cancer. We're going to take the ethereal deck. Let's look at Cancer. Ooh, okay, Cancer. They are seeing the truth about something right now, and they're regretting their choices. They're not in contact you. I mean, here's the moon. I know that's a Pisces card, but it's what rules your sign. And again, you could be cross watching. This is also applicable if you have fourth house placements or they have fourth house placements. The Two of Wands. They have not made their decision yet. There's a truth, and I don't know if it's nervousness about making a decision. They just haven't made their decision yet. I could be wrong. We'll see what the rest of the cards go. But I feel like this is something where we might see. How do they feel about you? The Knight of Swords. They want to talk to you, Cancer, but they want to touch base without you maybe thinking like this is a permanent communication. Like anything you hear from them doesn't mean like, okay, we're back where we were, everything's good, we're romantic again, I knew they couldn't keep away kind of thing. And they may not be able to keep away, but they're not completely ready yet to jump full in. They feel about you like they would like to say hi, but like drop in and say hi. Was it Cancers or somebody's? It was like, hi, how you doing? Hi, I still think about you. Knight of Swords like drops the information, they keep going. What would they say to you if they could just drop in and not be held to expectations that they're going to text you again the next day? You ease their anxiety, you comfort them, you make them feel less anxious, you make them feel comfortable in their skin, Cancer. That makes sense. Okay. What is the advice from universe here? What is the advice from universe? Okay. Stop losing sleep over this. This is, I feel like this is going to come together in time. Uh, stop. Like, this is not something to like, one of the reasons you're not hearing from them is because they haven't fully made up their, they would like to drop in and just say hi and just keep it at that. But they're not ready to like fully come in and offer everything yet. Like, this is a very conditional thing, but they can feel your energy. I don't know if this is another water sign, but Cancer, they can feel you. You can feel them. That I'm sure of. But if they feel like they make you lose, like they don't want to do this to you. So if your energy is like so worried about hearing from them, that's giving them more reason to stay away, not more reason to come in. Let's see where this is at. In a year from now, what are we looking? What does this relationship look like? And it doesn't mean it will take a whole year. Holy shit. Four of Wands. Four of Wands, Cancer. That's a celebration of a divine connection. You have to learn how to detach and not lose sleep over this, because it's just making them more nervous that they can't come in like the Knight of Swords and just touch base, because there is such a strong connection. And it might not even be that they're worried that you can't take it if they could drop in and out. You could be like, that would be fine with me. I just want to hear from them. But they may not be able to like pull back. I don't they're dealing with some kind of really big revelation in their life right now. They don't feel ready to make a decision about anything. They do want to drop in and say hi, and you do feel like their comfort, but they can feel your worry and your anxiousness about being back in contact. But like, don't lose sleep. And that is what a year from now might look like in this connection. That is not so shabby for Cancer. Okay, Leo, let's see what we have for you. What is the reason? Um, Very interesting. What is the reason that we might be out of communication with this person? And obviously, your person can have Leo, you can have Leo. Either one of you can have fifth house placement. What is the reason the communication is off or you're out of communication? Eight of Wands in reverse. Tell us something that we don't know. Okay, this may be the whole reading is about why you're not in communication. We didn't need the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so you may be dealing with somebody who's just quiet right now in general, or there's something about them being antisocial right now. A little antisocial, a little stuck, very uninspired. They don't feel like they have anything to say. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Something they tried did not succeed. They don't feel like they can have that success yet. This might be with them like licking their wounds and feeling like they don't have as much to offer you as they would like. How do they feel about you? Nine of Cups. They feel like you're pretty self-sufficient. You like you don't need someone, you want someone. So like they're not feeling very successful right now, and they're not feeling very social right now. I'm gonna be honest right now, Leo. I feel somebody who feels they have a harder time supporting you when you're doing well if they're not. I don't know if I love that. But they see you as like far more secure in who they are and in your place in life. Like, even if it's not perfect, they see you working on self love and they're tied to their success. Something just didn't go well. They could also have like a little problem with their mojo right now if you pick up what I'm putting down. And they could feel like every room you walk in, everybody can like see your glow and everybody wants you and they don't feel like your match right now. What would they say to you if they were healthier and in communication? Four of Wands. Funny, Four of Wands showed up at the end of Cancer. You're all watching me shuffle, and it's a different deck. Which means they see this is so on point. So they feel unsuccessful. They feel like they cannot celebrate themselves, but they feel like you are somebody who can celebrate yourself, and you should like. It's almost like they want to tell you congratulations, but they don't want to open up communication again right now. They are feeling very antisocial. And also Four of Wands is like there's somebody they could see themselves with you, like forever, ever, forever, ever. All right, let's get advice from universe for you about this. The Magician. Listen, you can manifest. You can manifest. Maybe what you want to manifest is a more even playing field. Um if I were you, I would be the Magician. I would be manifesting, and I have a really old video on the Clock app about this. Manifest the kind of love you deserve. If this person wants to get their ish together and be that for you, they will. But it's so important with this 9 of Cups that you don't lose that. And so if they can see themselves being with you, you manifest the kind of love that you can deserve. We don't want to manifest for them to be different. We don't want to manifest a success for them. I'm not a person who believes in love spells or things that take the organic way that universe can bring us the best of our lives. So like, I'm not saying go do a spell with this magician card. I'm saying what you want to manifest is manifest the love that you deserve. Manifest the love that you want. Go look at your Venus. How do you want to be loved? Go look at your moon sign. How do you want to be loved? Manifest that for yourself and watch the energetic pull affect this person. If there's deep connection, they will feel and they can rise up to that vibration. What is the possibility of where we're seeing this connection in a year? It doesn't mean it'll take a year, but we're going to ask universe to be honest with us. Okay. The Tower. Now listen, when the Tower comes out, it means there's going to be a break in the situation. When the Tower comes down, that is not your stability. That means there is something that will shake everything up. The Tower represents Uranus, and Uranus disrupts so it can reorganize our life in a way that puts us in a sacred marriage with our higher self. Um, and this, especially this Tower card, is so cute. That squirrel is completely protected. Whatever's going to get hit by lightning, whatever's going to get disrupted, whatever's going to get shaken up is going to shake this up to bring it together. You are safe in here. And so that, when the Tower comes down, we can really see clearly. There's going to be some kind of transformation. Something that is a block or in the way is going to be gone. Maybe I would think it's this block, because I love the cards for you. I love the cards for you. Manifest the love you deserve. And if they want to get there, if they want to move their own blocks, watch universe come support that and help them to get things out of the way. All right, time for Virgo. Let's look at why you and this person are either out of communication or why the communication is off. Something is not working like it used to be. And this is good if you have Virgo placements, if your person has Virgo placements, or if either of you have 6th house big placements. Okay, what is the reason? Okay, 2 of Pentacles, and this 2 of Pentacles is very, very out of balance. So they probably feel out of balance. This could also be about money, which is coming up a lot. Coming up a lot. But they feel, let's see, I've been taking 2 cards. They're not cooperating. Hold on, I want to know. Okay. Boy, Virgo. Okay, so they're out of communication, or communication might be off. We have a 3 of Cups. Now, 3 of Cups can be normally pretty positive. So I'm going to say, with this being the reason, is they might be having trouble deciding between you and another person. There are 3 women, 3 people, 3 of the same gender. It doesn't have to be a female, that are in this. So the other thing is that they have people in their ear. They have people in their ear. When there's 3 cups of love and 2 pentacles out of balance, Virgo, this could be they feel out of balance. They can't make a decision. And again, this could be opinions in their head, but also there could be a third person. I hate when I don't trust myself. I'm feeling something and I'm distrusting the instinct to say it. It's not necessarily bad. It's just that I don't like one of the energies in that 3 of cups. You know, sometimes there's another person is a distraction, and that's normally more of a symptom of the something being off in the original relationship, right? But so I don't judge people. So, but there's one of these energies I just don't like, and it feels, I don't want to use the word karmic, but it feels not genuine to themselves, not genuine to this person you're out of communication with. Okay. Fight the urge to redo this reading. This reminds me of like 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I would do Libra readings, and I don't know why, but Libra's readings were like, I don't wanna read this out loud. Okay. So what are their feelings about you? I got the Empress in reverse. Now, an Empress is a card to say this is somebody who embodies all 4 queens, that this is a person who knows their abundance, knows their creativity, especially knows their power. Also, the Empress sometimes is this feels really personal, and this may just be for 1 or 2 of you. This could be about kids or not having kids, but that feels like for very few. If I get the Empress upside down in a reading like this, somewhere in the imbalance of the relationship, you might have given away some of your power to trying to rebalance the relationship. What would they say to you? What would they say to you? What would they say to you? The Ace of Cups popped out. Let's see if it. What would they say to you? Okay. With the Ace of Cups. You'll watch me shuffle. It popped out, it winked at me, and I said, I'm putting it back in. That's an I love you. This just feels like a lot of stuff off balance, and somebody who has no fucking business being in this. It's like unhealthy and toxic, and because everything was off balance, they had the room. Okay, what is the advice? I don't take cards when there's like 5 of them that pop out at once. I take note of what's popping out, like the Ace of Cups, and then if it wants to come back out, it will. That was the Temperance card on top of that whole pile. Okay. Page of Pentacles. There is still a little room for something to grow, whether that is friendship or for it to be completely reformed. But it's like they want the advice to know, like, is there still love? Yes, I'm sure you feel that. But if this comes back together, it is going to be like starting from fresh. You you won't be able to like move right back into what things were before they went off balance. That's going to be an up to you. Let's see what this looks like. This connection may look like in a year. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. So from the page to the queen, um the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is I would say that card is the signification of a wonderful partner. Um, if you lose it all, they'll help you build it back because they are the abundance. They know um how to work with a lot or a little, and that part matters. Like they just know that they can manifest, and they normally have a pretty good attitude and they understand the way the universe works, even though some people would see it as a very pragmatic sign. That is not my relationship with that card. It's not that. It's pragmatic and it's spiritual and it has a very good understanding of how universe works. Um and it's you, Virgo, quite frankly. Um so we go from the page to the Queen of Pentacles. One, that means you're going to be fine either way. Two, that is just up to you whether you want to do that journey back to the page and be the Queen of Pentacles for that person as a partner, or whether you just want to know that you are that person, um, and explore that either by yourself with this person again or with someone new. They do love you. It's just that Three of Cups is going to throw a monkey wrench in things and the off balance. It feels that the Two of Pentacles, which is such a wacky Two of Pentacles, that for sure came out first before three. Like, so it was like the Two of Pentacles scooted the door open for the Three of Cups. All right, let's look at Libras. I'm going to change the deck. I actually picked that deck because it was so nice to Cancer. So I was like, I want to be really nice to Virgo. And again, these readings are only if you're out of communication with somebody. I think next week I might do one for like new relationships. Okay. Libra, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse and the 5 of Cups. I was just going to say this is very, very clear. So this person has an attachment, which Libra sometimes can have, to something or someone that is no longer their job, no longer their problem. But they are still grieving what they couldn't fix. Libras are fixers. They want to keep the peace. Sometimes they sacrifice the internal peace to keep external peace. Somebody that they took on willingly before has not completely left the situation, and they're still grieving, and it doesn't feel like they're grieving them, like they want them more than they want you. I think that they're grieving, because like you guys are still here. They're grieving over these Three Cups, right? This is still a Two of Cups in this card. It's just that they're focused, kind of like the Four of Cups, focused on the three spilled cups. So when we look at this card, for me, right, we have a whole city, a whole possibility. The bridge can be crossed. They might be a little stuck in the idea that they failed whatever this was that they picked up willingly, thinking in an impassioned, you know, um, hopeful way they were going to be able to make some kind of impact. Okay. You cannot make this stuff up. I picked up the deck and I went to shuffle and a card flew out. What did I just say? You know what's still left here? The Two of Cups. How do they feel about you? Two of Cups, Venus and Cancer. Boy, the cardinal signs are getting decent readings here. What would they say to you if they could, if they could come out of this? What does it feel like what their message would be right now, even out of contact? Nine of Pentacles. This is either they want you to pick the fruit of your rewards, whether they're not there or not. They want to move forward with you. They want to pick the fruit that's ripe that you both planted together. This is just an internal, listen, the South Node is running through Libra. So if you're watching this and your person is Libra, you could be watching this as a Libra and your person is not a Libra. This is, but they could just have a transit right now that's making them go in so deep and they're looking at their successes and failures. The way they feel about you is somebody who works hard and gets what they want, and they may also want to like do that with you. It's funny, it's like she's looking off the card, like looking for the other person that's not there. And we have, look at the water, the sand, the idea that the bridge can be crossed. And then here's the two on the other. It's almost like they're on the other side of the shore where here's the city and here's the little lighthouse. So I usually don't get this much into the illustrations, but that's crazy that I said Two of Cups and the Two of Cups. There's just so much here. Okay, what's universe's advice for Libra? Ace of Cups. Either universe is going to bring in I love you. So many cups in this reading, man. Either universe is bringing you an I love you, whether it's from them or somebody else. When you see this, this is not you. This is not your guides telling you to say I love you. This is universe. That's the hand coming out of the clouds. I like to refer them as delivery people. This is universe bringing you this cup of love, this I love you. So that's be patient and let universe saying, let them bring it to you. It's getting brought to you. Where do we see this? Possible connection in a year. The Eight of Cups came out in reverse. So many cups. Eight of Cups in reverse for me is somebody coming back to something that they walked away from at some point. I mean, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Five of Cups, Eight of Cups in reverse. It doesn't mean it's going to take a year for them to come back. It just means by a year, this whole communication or not being together is brought back together, specifically because whoever walked away is walking back in. That's pretty interesting. All right, let's do Scorpio. Yo, Scorpio's reading this month was crazy. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I'll go tag it there. Crazy. Okay. All right, Scorpio, what's the reason that you guys are out of Venus Swords? She came out in reverse. What is going on here? Okay. So Scorpio got 3 cards. We have Temperance, we have Queen of Swords in reverse, and we have 5 of Cups. So either you are the Scorpio or your person is the Scorpio, or one or both of you have 8th house placements. That's what we're reading for right now. And Libra, you can also have 7th house placements. But I mean, all right, let's go over this one by one. Queen of Swords is not nice. There may be in when she's in reverse. So there may be, they could be either in a very cantankerous mood, or there is somebody around them that could be really abusive, like either brought them down or is threatening them, or like, I don't know what they're threatening them with. I don't know why I even heard that. But this is not a nice energy. 5 of Cups, they're grieving something. I don't know if they're grieving their old self. I don't know if they're grieving an actual person, but I don't know if they're grieving. I mean, this is the 5 of Cups, but again, the 2 of Cups are always still standing. These are spilled, and that's all they're focused on. Like, what went wrong? Where are their emotions going? I feel like with this card especially, it's like energetically, the 2 of you are still here. And Temperance. So Temperance, the old definition of temperance used to be to abstain from alcohol. So you may have somebody that is self-medicating a little. That could be why there could be a little, they don't want to present themselves like this to you. It feels like they're really in it, to be honest. And there's somebody that really kind of like, if they're in it, there's somebody around them making sure they stay in it, almost like very unkind around them, or they're just in a very bad mood. They are going through it. And they're trying to keep something hidden or temper something, balance something. Temperance for me comes with a little anxiety because it feels nerve-wracking to temper something. Okay. Why aren't they, like, what do they think of you right now while they're out of contact? So this card came out and it came out sideways. It's the 2 of Swords. In the upright, I'm going to say this is somebody, they think that you use your intuition to make decisions. Um, the 2 side sideways as of what, what do they think of you or your connection with them? I think that they think that you only see them in your intuition, the way that you connect with them in the 5D, and they feel like you can't see them like at their worst, because the the other side of this card is not, it's not as pleasant this is an unpleasant reflection. So for me, this coming out sideways is they don't think maybe that you can handle the real reflection of them, and like either you have some like Pollyanna energy or something, or you might not care, but they're convinced that you couldn't possibly really see them how they are because you wouldn't still be interested or something. It's you're very intuitive and unable to see the real reflection of them because you're all up in 5D. What would they say to you if there weren't any consequences and they could just say something to you and get out of their own way? What would they say to you? What would they say to you? Boy, it's the Death card in reverse. And I want you back. Dum dum dum. I don't know what song that is, but this card came out in Pisces, big reading. Again, the water signs were nuts. But it also came out for, was it Aries? I don't know. It came out for some. This is I mean, what would they say to you? They want to bring this back to life. They want to come out of this. If they could, maybe it's that you make them feel like resurrected. But death in reverse for me is a resurrection of something that you thought had the nail in the coffin. So this may be a longer time out from talking. When the death card shows up in reverse, it means maybe everybody thought that this is done. You'll never speak to this person again. Everybody's moved on. Maybe you've tried. I don't think they're in a good place. Right. What's the advice from universe for you, whoever's watching them? Okay. 9 of Pentacles. You have to keep, right now, the world is kind of your oyster. It's really interesting. She's got like a little dove and there's a panther here. I almost feel like they're watching you and they feel protective of you, but they want you to win. So like go ahead and win, because you're not gonna be able to do anything. Somebody else had a similar thing. Like they don't want you, they want you to keep going and upgrade yourself and everything else because they don't want to feel like they're slowing you down or you're waiting for them. Until they see themselves in the better reflection, I don't know that there's a whole lot you're going to be able to do about this. They would like to bring it back. They would like to resurrect it. I think that's in their head. They're just not putting any actions towards it. All right. Where could this maybe be in a year? It doesn't mean it'll take a year to get there, but like in a year, if we're looking at this connection, what are we looking at? Also, if you're new and you don't know me, yes, I do personal readings. I do lots of them, and in the description, if you want to go to my website, there's tons of um, reviews. Okay. Uh, brown chicken, brown cow. Uh, Knight of Wands inspired coming in a year. At the very least, you're definitely in contact, because whatever these feelings are for each other or one way from this person out of contact, they're going to come back in because it's Scorpio. It could be out of jealousy, it could be, but they are coming in. And it's funny because Cancer got this reading with the Knight of Wands, almost like the Knight of Wands is the test before they come fully back. So if you're a Cancer dealing with a Scorpio or reverse, or somebody has fourth place, fourth house, eighth house, you might want to go watch the Cancer video. Probably just go watch the water signs, but yeah, something, I don't know what wakes them up or whatever, but something that is right through the sacral chakra. And if you are watching because you're dealing with a Scorpio, I mean, if they come in like that, they're probably cannot get you out of their mind or their mind off of your body. Got my mind on your body and your body on my mind. That kind of thing. So one way or another, you will hear from them again. It might not take a year, but by the end of the year, that might be the thing that brings it back. But Sagittarius, if you are out of communication or communication is off, another Two of Pentacles completely upside down. Wait till I show you this Two of Pentacles. This Two of Pentacles is like on the one foot with only one pentacle on that you're able to hold, and everything is crazy trying to keep everything in balance, and on top of it, it's upside down. So that is like, of all cards, that's like the most everything's out of whack. Okay. And when it's like that, and most of these readings, none of these readings have been like, what do they think about you? They hate your guts. None of that is that. If you feel the need, if you feel called to come watch this reading, the connection is still there. You're probably feeling about them, dreaming. You probably feel them, you're dreaming about them, and it's vice versa too. All right. What else is contributing to this? Okay. We have the hanged woman, the hanged person. Uh Everything's so out of balance. It probably feels like tons of blocks. Now, what do they feel? How do they think about, what do they feel about you? How do they see you? Six of Cups. Holy Bizzoli. Six of Cups. That's how they feel about you. What would they say right now? Sagittarius, what would they say? Okay. The Hierophant in reverse. They may want to tell you that they're trying to break through from old things that felt like control. They may want to tell you that they're having a hard time with their awakening, and they may want to tell you, quite frankly, that it's going to be Scorpio season. You'll hear from them. Okay. What is the advice? Sorry, that ding. I know everybody's going, confirmation. I thought I had my thing off because I always have it on do not disturb, so you guys won't get those. So like they won't. The Ace of Wands. Now the Ace of Wands is in reverse. This is a really interesting Ace of Wands. She's like in a keyhole, and it looks like a little apothecary behind her, and she's steaming something, but it's like behind closed doors. If you are doing SEGGSMAGIK, because I don't know if I can get taken down for saying that. That can work. I've said one of the best times to manifest is you know how we would like maybe yell somebody's name. I always kid around and say like yell I'm a millionaire, because at that point there's nothing in your brain that's going to tell you that's not achievable, because all your endorphins, like you're not thinking in the car jamming out to your favorite song and in a moment of self-service are great times to manifest things. That stuff works. But if you've been doing that particular practice, you know, to try to bring this person back in, universe is saying don't, because I think what's going to happen is if you do it that way, Sagittarius, they're not going to come in the way that you want. You'll get them though, because you are Sagittarius and you know things and you are powerful. I mean, they're really out of balance, and I don't know that they wouldn't come in. I'm getting like, if they came in that way and you are powerful enough to make it happen, they might hurt your feelings because they're not ready yet. So if you want to do that, go ahead and use that method of manifestation, but be thinking about how filthy, stinking happy you are in your own life. Think about how your business is amazing and your bank account is amazing. Don't think about pulling this person back in yet. I feel like you'll know when it's the right time for that, but that's not okay. Too many cards. What might like this look like in a year? It doesn't mean it'll take a full year for it to get there, but what could it like look like? What is this connection What are the possibilities for this to look like in a year? The High Priestess. Listen, you're Sagittarius and you know things. Um, the High Priestess for me, even though some people are like, that's water sign energy. I do think it can be water sign, but I also think it's very Sag because they are brilliant. This one is interesting because she has like these little like branches, new stability coming out. I think that if, if you try to figure out for yourself where this all is after eclipse season, you'll be able to do it successfully. I think if you follow your intuition and your heart, Sagittarius, this can come back together. But you don't want to have it done before it's ready. They've got some stuff to go through, and they're going to go through it probably during eclipse season. You're the High Priestess. So, you're going to know exactly what to do and successfully to get this exactly where you want it, one way or the other. That's what that looks like in a year. Let's get Capricorn. Feels like the light seers. Where'd that go? Okay. Capricorn, we're going to look at what's going on. Why there is a little bit of disconnect, either completely disconnected from communication or communication is off. It's not like it used to be. Okay. Page of Pentacles and the Lovers in reverse. Now, don't forget the Lovers was used to be called the Choice. It's the Gemini card. Also, I love this card for its diversity. When it's in reverse, sometimes I often see it my favorite card and my incredible member and community person in the YouTube community, Teresa, made a painting, like a hanging for me of it. The Lover's card from the Miraculous Moments Tarot, I want to call it, where it's a girl and a bird. This also can be just like you and me against the world, but it wasn't like whatever was opposite about you pulled you in tight. And now with those same things that are opposite about you are keeping this communication out. Also, they could be having money issues. This is a very deep connection. I don't know if we're talking like, I hate using the TF term anymore because it's been so bastardized, to be honest. But this feels like a very deep connection. Also, it's so crazy because on the clock app, just today, I got a notification said somebody liked your video. And I'm just, you can only see the tiny little thumbnail. And I'm looking at that and going like, I don't remember making a video. And like my hair is so blonde. And I go look and it is literally from fall of 2020. It's almost 3.5 years old. And I'm like shocked. I don't even know how somebody would find that. I can't believe somebody would scroll through my 5 gazillion videos on there. And it was the one about somebody asking what's the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame and all that. And all I was saying is that's kind of a bullshit term, but when you find a really divine connection, a lot of times what we're doing is putting a mirror up to each other. And if one person isn't ready for that mirror, they will go off and find somebody that doesn't make them feel like they have to address those things. I'm getting a little bit of that, Capricorn. So there may have been a little bit of growing apart, and money may be an issue here for this couple where things are not going right or you're completely out of communication. It feels more like something that's just gone wrong. Okay. They're worried you're ready to walk away completely. That's how they feel. They feel like you're either walking away, you have walked away. What would they say to you right now if they could? Come on, give me a good call. They cannot get you out of their head. They're thinking about you all the time. They're struggling with this. Uh, they are in their own way. But here, man, this connection. Okay. What do we want the advice to be? What do we want the advice to be? They want to run in and say something to you, but I feel like every time they try to do something, they feel like you either call them on their shit or it doesn't work at like it just, you're like, I'm not Capricorn, man. Okay. What is the advice to the person I'm reading for? The advice is make sure you are processing all your feelings and possibly grieve this if you need to. I don't know if that means this is a complete, I don't think it means it's one or the other. I feel like I'm talking to two different groups. For some of you, it may be time to grieve this, especially if you are already on that 8 of Cups. Like, I can't. Um, and for others of you, this is grieve it, because if it comes back, or rather when it comes back around, if you are holding on to the unresolved, unprocessed feelings, it's going to create resentments that's going to sabotage the second time around here. Feel a little whiny energy from them that like you can't handle right now. I don't understand this. It's like you're not hearing each other like enough, and it feels like growing away from each other. Like the feelings are there, but like, and it's rough to deal with because the connection is there. Um, but like on a day to day, that just wasn't. Okay. So where could this be in a year? Doesn't mean it'll take a year to get there, but where could this connection be in a year from now? What are the possibilities for this connection? Okay. I need it to pop all the way. 6 of Wands, victory. Either way, you win. So whatever you want to get out of this, you will, Capricorn. How Capricorn of you. Um, all right, let's Aquarius. I'm gonna need that deck for Aquarius, and then Pisces, and we are done. I know I could go faster, but I'm always getting things. I'm not just like reading the card, I'm getting other things about the card. And I want to give you guys as much information with this kind of stuff. Okay. Aquarius, they're getting the Emperor card, and it is the very Aries, and it's very, see the Mercury staff he's holding, uh, or they are holding, and they've got the crown. This could be somebody that is just a little in their own ego right now, Aquarius. So if the relationship is not going the way it used to, or the communication is not right, okay. They're full of themselves, and They're cocky and they know it. That Queen of Swords. Somebody else got a Queen of Swords in reverse. Give me 1 second to see what fell on the floor. So the King of Wands also fell out and it was in reverse. So we have the Emperor kind of full of themselves, and we have a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords both in reverse. So the communication isn't going well. Somebody might have a little narcissistic tendencies, and that doesn't mean that they're a full-on narcissist. They might have been raised by a narcissist. There could be a lot of things going on here. But the mojo in the bedroom is not happening either, as a result of like all these different, like there a lot of talk and not maybe action, and then when they're speaking it's not the nicest way. Let's figure out how they feel about you. How do they feel about you? My guess is they're intimidated by you, or they're like they're which would be why the big display of like bravado when it's not. These kind of cards coming from somebody, 99% is indicating somebody that is dealing with insecurities that they're overcompensating for. How do they feel about you? I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Let's just say somebody who's looking at everything through their own ego, if they're seeing you as that's their perspective. That's not who you are. They're seeing you as Ace of Pentacles. I don't know if you two all started out, were like planning to do a business together or do something together. Before this card came out, I wanted to say, almost feel like this person's playing a little bit of victim. This would give me victim vibes. This is like making you responsible for their success, which I don't love for you, Aquarius. Let's see what else. What would they say to you right now if they could? Person just needs an ego death, really, honestly. What would they say right now to you if they could? Huh. What they're not, they're watching everybody that likes all of your stuff. What they would say is they're jealous. So 2 cards came out for this. The Page of Swords in reverse and the Strength card in reverse. Yeah, they're insecure. They're not feeling comfortable. They may feel like no one thinks that you two belong together. There's resentments here. And also, they are all over your social media. They're having jealousy issues, insecurity issues. That's why things are going. And they're probably like going out to dinner with like their brother or sister or best friend, but like putting it out on social media like they might be on a date when they're not. Insecurities from this person. They need an ego death and they'll be fine. But that's up to them. That's their free will. Okay. What was your advice? Wheel of Fortune. Let me tell you something. The wheel is round. It can get pushed. It can get turned. It is up to you. If you want to move this wheel and move forward without them right now so that they have that ego death, you can. And that's kind of what I feel like the advice is. They need a little wakey, eggs and bakey. You're not responsible for what they do as a whole ass grown person. Aquarius, man. And I know you're not about that drama. So this is a perfect card for you. Just keep it pushing like aye. Because you can push that wheel. You have control over the Wheel of Fortune. We all do. All right. Where could this be in a year? What are the possibilities? I'm going to take 2 cards for this one. I want to know what this looks like if they have the ego death they so desperately need. What does this look like for the connection? If they get their ego death and come correct, that was too many cards. What does this look like if they get their ego death and come correct? Judgment, past, present, and future. And I do see judgment sometimes as reunion. And this one's very celebratory. Wahoo! And what happens if they don't have their ego death and they keep, they're going to be in their own way. It won't just be you. They're going to be in their own way about other things. If people don't give themselves their own ego death, universe will eventually serve it to them. That's none of our business. We don't need to be their karma or anything else. Yeah. The 8 of Swords, the 8 of Wands came out in reverse. So this is, it'll stay out of communication if they don't get their head out of their ass, quite frankly. But if they can have an ego death, now, whether universe serves it to them, that's their own journey. You keep it moving, you keep it pushing. You're not responsible to be, that's a lot to take on. That's very draining if you take on being somebody else's karma. It's not our jobs. We conflate karma and justice, in my humble opinion. Doesn't mean you can't sit back and eat popcorn when they're getting their justice, but you're not responsible to like deliver it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Pisces. Let's do. This deck was so good for you during your reading for the month that I'm going to, and if you haven't watched the Pisces reading, go watch it. I'll tag it later in this video. Okay, so Pisces, 12th house energies. You could be cross watching for Pisces. You could have Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Doesn't matter. If you feel called to watch it, then you feel called to watch it. What is the reason that there's, ooh, what is the reason that this is out of connection right now? My cards are crazy tonight. What is the reason that they're out of connection? Judgment came out in reverse. I love the Judgment card, so it makes more sense that if something's not in communication, that is using what we have learned from our past. 5 of Swords. Pisces, if you're cross-watching, this may be a very Piscean thing where they're having a whole conflict in their head what you really think of them. They're judging themselves and having their own inner conflict. Or like they are, if you're a Pisces, it doesn't really matter. This is out of communication, really has nothing to do with you. They are having inner conflict. They're also on ready. And they're maybe not looking at their stuff. This also, again, much like Aquarius is, we could have somebody who's playing a little bit of the victim here. But that's why it's out. There's nothing here to indicate that like they have an issue with you. Okay. Again, judgment in reverse is like not applying what we've learned towards our now. It's like getting stuck in the past or wanting everything to be okay when it's in the future instead of just being in the moment and applying like what we learned to affect our now to change our future. It is like this, it can be this beautiful moment of awakening. And theirs is upside down. Okay. how they see you is the Ace of Swords. They see you as very smart. They see you as very third eye awake. They also feel maybe like you can read them like a book where they can't hide from you with this kind of gift. Um, if you have claircognizance, which that is very clear cognizance card. It can also be clear audience because it's words. But yeah, they see you as they can't hide from you. They also see you as very smart. Okay. What would they say to you if they could say something to you today? See, when it goes like that and it falls back in on the accordion and it falls like under my thumb, I'm not interested in that card. It will come back out. Whose reading was it where I was like, oh, there's the Ace of Cups, but it's not fully flying out. It's peeking, it's winking at me. I put it back in and shuffled more and it flew out. If the universe wants the card to come out, it'll come out. What would they say to you if they could like just send their 5D self? If they could talk to you without consequence and without being in their way? Okay. They are trying to let go. They have some kind of unhealthy attachment to something and they really are trying to let it go. This is on the ready. This is not, there's something they think that they still need and it's like they don't. And until they have their like full awakening, until they they kind of envy how you just kind of know um what's up spiritually, or that you're smart, or that you apply it, and they're trying to let go of whatever. They're showing me Peter Pan, how he used to like use soap, but it was better when Wendy stitched his shadow to his shoe. And I'm trying to hold on. It's like they know they have a dark passenger, quite frankly, and they're trying to let it go. They are really working on it, but it's hard for them. They have an attachment to something. They would tell you they're working on it. I think this person also has trust issues. Definitely somebody who's been burnt before. They're on ready. What is universe's advice for you, Pisces, while this is out of communication? What is the best thing for you while this is out of communication? Okay. King of Wands energy. This is super creative. This is staying in your power. This is not taking this personal. If they see you as this Ace of Swords, it's very smart, it's very intuitive, right? This King of Wands, this is universe telling you, put all of your stuff into action. Like, stand in your power. Don't let this take your self-esteem down, Pisces. This person is there. Like, it's a, I don't mean this in an unkind way because this is a judgment. This is a them problem, which just means that's for them to work out, and they will in time. I really do think that they will, because with this card like this, it means they recognize. And like the first step to solving anything is awareness that something needs to be shifted or fixed or whatever, right? So if this is your advice from universe, this is to stay in your power and not think that this has anything to do with you, and act on your life, like voraciously engage and participate in your own life, your own desires, and be as creative as possible as therapy. Okay, where could this be in a year? It doesn't mean it'll take a year, it just means where could this be in a year? Um, here we go. That's a little less crazy. Okay. Where could this be in a year? But my cards are acting crazy. They're flipping like fish a ton tonight and like teasing me. I see it, but then they go back in. Okay. Where could this be in a year? We get the King of Cups. What else came out? Two things came flying out for this one. And the Nine of Pentacles again. So we have the King of Cups and Nine of Pentacles being able to like pick the right fruit of all the emotion that is not being picked right now. Now, whether that is with them or with somebody else, but you know, I'm calling for this connection. I do think this person will have their aha moment. I just don't think it's around the corner, if I'm being honest. And you know, Nine of Pentacles would indicate like it might take some time, right? It could be up to 9 months. But it's not going to be right away. All right, let me know if you want me to do more of these. I think I might want to do one for like relationships that they're new, like you know, what do you need to know about communication? What do you need to know how this person really feels about you? And what would be the advice from universe to like keep it going, or to deal with any kind of things that come up? Because I'm not a negative person. I'm happy for all the new relationships in the honeymoon period. But like, I've never met a couple that's together for 5, 10, 20 or more years that don't have bumps in the road, because life will throw you bumps. So like, what is the advice from universe to help you deal with bumps when they come with this particular person? Because, you know, communication is so important. Okay. Leave me a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't. I love you, now you love you, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.